everybody, I am Janhavi. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if you guys are new over here, then welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about the power of repetition in order to improve your English fluency, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Now, repetition is one of the most powerful techniques out there to improve your English fluency, your English speaking skills. It's going to help you improve your pronunciation, your vocabulary, which is going to include phrases, idioms, slangs, expressions, and more. And then at last, obviously, it's going to help you improve your fluency. So all three of these things under one, and that is repetition. Now, if you guys remember, I've always stressed the power of repetition in a lot of my videos. If you haven't, so make sure to go to the description box down below and check out those videos so that you can get a much better idea of what repetition is or what shadowing is. Now, repetition is just the simple act of repeating something, you know? If I'm doing this, so you do this, basically you repeated it. So basically whatever I am saying or whoever you're going to listen to, so repeating whatever that person is saying is repetition. It can be a word, it can be a sentence structure, it can be an expression, it can be a phrase, it can be anything, idiom, slang, whatever you want. So how can repetition help you? So the first point is your pronunciation. Now, obviously, whenever you're going to repeat something, you're first going to listen to it, pretty much. So if you're listening to me, for example, so you repeat whatever I'm saying. Like after me saying one or two sentences, just pause the video and repeat whatever I've said. Perfect. So it's going to help you with your pronunciation, because if I'm pronouncing the word pronunciation as pronunciation, so obviously you're going to pronounce it as pronunciation, nothing else. So it's going to help you a lot with your pronunciation. And believe me, when you're talking in English, pronunciation, it matters a great deal. It does not have to be a specific accent, no, but if you are learning English, then make sure to stick to one accent. Don't make it a mix of British, American, Australian, Scottish, all of those accents. Just stick to one. Okay, perfection. Moving on to the next one, it's vocabulary. Now, for a language, you know, it can be any language, not just English. What is the most important part? It's vocabulary. It's the kind of words you carry. It's the kind of words you have. Now, how can repetition help there? So as I said in the previous one, is that whenever you're going to repeat words, then initially you're going to listen to those words, then you're going to repeat them, correct? So through listening, you're going to find words, just one word in different context, because vocabulary is not about just knowing a word and this is the meaning of this word and using it in the same context. No. Repetition, vocabulary is about is that you know a word and you know all three meanings of that word, and then you also know how to use that word in different contexts, in all three different contexts. Okay, so repetition is going to help you with that, because the more you're going to listen, the more you're going to encounter one word in different situations, and you're going to repeat the same phrase, the same word, the same expression. So you can improve your vocabulary a great deal through repetition. Now, one more thing, our problem is that whenever we are learning vocabulary, we always try to cram it, and repetition makes sure is that all of those words, they fit in your mind, because the more you repeat something, the more it fits in your mind, you know. Come on, all of us, we did that thing in our schools when it was a long answer, so we used to cram it, and how? By repeating it more and more. So the same thing we're doing over here. To make something fit in your mind, you're going to repeat it. You're going to have to come across it a lot of the times. And same goes for this. Next part is improving your fluency. How can just repeating improve your fluency? Do you know what I just said? The more you're going to repeat, the more it's going to fit in your mind. So obviously, with more repetition, it's not always going to be like, oh, I have to listen all of the times. No, do not do that. You do not have to listen all of the times. All you have to do is that whatever you have listened, you have to keep on repeating that throughout the day. For example, if today you came across some names for household chores. So throughout the day, you're going to repeat that. For example, if you listen to me today and you learned a new expression, 10 new words, or maybe a different form of sentence structure, so you repeat that in the morning, in afternoon, at night, and it does not have to be with anybody. No, it can be just with yourself. You know, whenever you are thinking, just make sure to use all of the things that you listen to, repeat those, to keep on repeating those in the back of your mind. You can keep on talking in your native language, but in the back of your mind, you can keep on repeating all of the new things that you learned. Now, how can you incorporate repeating in your daily life? First is that start listening or start watching movies. Start watching movies, web series. You know, I feel like this is the best part. The more you're going to listen, the more your speaking is going to improve. I've always said this. Okay, it's sweaty out here. Anyways, so you have to start watching movies and web series. So make sure when you're watching those, you listen to a person, you know, saying dialogues and everything. And after his dialogues, you repeat the same thing, okay? So this is how you copy movies or a web series. Now, obviously, it's going to take a long time for you to complete that series, but completing that series or movie is not the goal. Improving your English is the goal. Tip number 2 is don't just watch movies or web series. Also start listening to songs. Listen to more and more songs. What's going to happen? You're going to listen to their intonation, their stress. You're also going to listen to the intonation and stress, you know, when you're just watching movies. But in songs, when you keep repeating the words in their manner, in their accent, it just gets you out of the boredom. Another one, you can start watching podcasts. Now here comes a real life conversation, because movies and web series, they have, even if they are non-fictional, they have a bit of fiction over there, or they can be just totally fiction. But when we talk about podcast, we're talking about real life, how they use words, sentences in real life. So make sure to do all 3 of these things, to incorporate more listening and then repeating, and then make sure to tell me your progress in the comment section down below. Also, one more thing I'd like to add, everyone, is that all of my courses are out now. Now, a lot of the times this happens is that, you know, we're not even sure what our level is, basic, intermediate, advanced. Don't you worry anymore. I've got a website with all of these courses: basic course, intermediate course, advanced course, then British accent course, American accent course, you know, an IELTS course, a lot of them. All you have to do is go onto the website www.janhavi.com, and the link for which is in the description box below. Make sure to go check that out. You just have to check the syllabus and see if that fits well with your level, and then happy learning. Bye everyone, stay safe.